Raji, an ancient epic. And this made waves in the media, mainline media, mainstream media, and it was developed by Nodding Head Games. This turned heads for a lot of people because this was a game set in an Indian, ancient India setting made by Indian developers, and it was probably one of the first and few games that actually made a global release, had a global recognition. That was great. And I think this paved the way for a lot of other Indian and Eastern developers, especially Indian developers, to try and make games of this quality, if not more quality than this, to get into the global stage, which is really cool. It's Nodding Head Games, they're based in Pune, Maharashtra, India. They have come up with another new game, which is a sequel to this one. It's called Raji Kalyuga. We got a trailer for that. Looks cool. There's a lot of stories in the historic India that you can tell that haven't been told yet. Oh, love that animation style. Kind of like stop motion. Like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory in hell. What are those creatures? To be hit? They're like monkeys. They have they look like wolves. Or dogs. Oh. That's Raji. Oh, do you have a companion? Okay. It's coming to Xbox, PS5, Steam, everything. All right, I was hoping to see some gameplay, not gonna lie, but yeah, it's just the official reveal trailer, so they haven't really shown any gameplay there, but it set the tone for what the game is gonna be about. According to what he says, it's a sequel. It's 6 years after the original. Raji Kalyuga begins as Balasura unleashes Kalyuga, an age where every choice risks unmaking the universe. This sequel to Raji, an ancient epic, makes a huge leap into the third-person action-adventure genre. Okay, that I did not expect that. That is pretty cool. Okay, I really want to see some gameplay now. According to what he says in the IGN description, this sequel to Raji, an ancient epic, makes a huge leap into the third-person action-adventure genre, also featuring dual protagonist. Control Raji with her divine Trishul and her brother Darsh, Golu from Raji, an ancient epic, who commands great arcane power. So he's not just a companion, or maybe you switch between the characters, I'm not sure. That's what it sounds like. Developed by Nodding Head Games, this cosmic struggle of fate and destiny will determine whether the siblings save the universe or are forced to destroy it to end the conflict. Raji Kalyuga is planned for release on Steam, Epic Store Games, Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch 2. It's coming to Switch 2 as well. Okay, all right. This is interesting news. If you remember the first game, Raji Ancient Epic, for those who are unfamiliar with this game. This was the game.
The fortress will be a challenge for
I'll
her.
just skip ahead a little bit. So this is what the game looked like for the first one. It was more like a side-scrolling game, but with 3D elements to it.
Do you sleep?
And if you just skip ahead, yeah, this is what it looks like. Do you remember when Assassin's Creed released few games kind of looks like this in the Assassin's Creed franchise for mobile games, but they did come in PC and other consoles too eventually. They were called like Assassin's Creed China, Assassin's Creed India. They have that, and there were side-scrolling Assassin's Creed games. Kind of feels like that. That's mainly what it was, and the entire game plays like this, except for like little sandbox areas like this where you can walk around a little bit and to interact with stuff like that, and then you're back to side scrolling. So it switches between the two, making a jump from this type of game into a third-person action adventure game, which would make camera closer to the subject and behind it, kind of like a God of War style or any other third-person action adventure game you have seen, like Crimson Desert is a good example, which is coming soon. They're making a jump. That's a genre transition for this game. Is that the right choice? Maybe. This game had a lot of following, a lot of players interested in this game because of the art style and because of the gameplay style. It's kind of a mashup between like 2D side scrolling and like little bit of Metroidvania stuff like that, but you know what I mean. Even in this combat, it's like top-down style, but it's not like Baldur's Gate, turn-based combat or anything. It's just it's a action hack and slash, but then it also switches between this and side scrolling. So it's a mashup of genres here, and people digged it because it really felt cool, and then it worked for the game. I reckon they're very ambitious for swapping that genre into a straight up action adventure game that is third person. We gotta note that third person action adventure games is a genre that has a lot of competition in. There are a lot of successful games in that genre. Assassin's Creed is one of them. It's going for the similar style in the sequel, and you now have a companion, dual protagonist. It's a lot more ambition than this first game was, which is good. It's a good thing. But in execution, will it actually be as good? Will they be able to actually make it work? That's the question. I'm gonna have my fingers crossed for them, and I hope that they're gonna make it because I really want them to. This was a cool game. I have played it. It has a lot of puzzle solving and stuff like that. Being a third-person action adventure game, I don't know whether it's gonna have a lot more focus on puzzle solving as it did in the first game. Don't really know, or whether it'll be like focused more on like constant combat and stuff like that. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But it is very cool that they're making a jump to a different genre and going all out with the sequel. A lot of eyes will be on this game and to see whether it's going to succeed, especially now that they've made a bold choice to go big with the sequel. But it is an IP with a lot of value and a lot of interest, so I think they did the right decision to go big with it and try something. If it becomes a successful game, it will no doubt become one of the coolest IPs to exist in the gaming industry, and they can do a lot more with it. Hopefully it works. I'm not expecting it to be Senua Saga kind of thing. Well, although that would be cool. Even if it is like that, I don't know whether it'll be that detailed or whether it'll be that level of production quality. But even if it is or if it's not, it doesn't matter. If they manage to make the combat feel good, which is gonna be drastically different to how the combat played out in the first game. If they manage to make the combat feel satisfying and the story is good, I think people will be able to get behind that game and actually support it. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Nodding Head Games. Hopefully you make a good one. All right, let me know what you guys think of this. Very surprising news about the genre swapping. I didn't expect, even when I saw the trailer, I didn't expect it to be third-person action adventure game. I thought it'll be the same style. So kind of surprising, but a welcome one nonetheless. Let me know what you guys think.